Hello everyone, my name's Ian. Welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel, In Brief Book and Film Reviews. I normally sit in the front seat of my car when I'm giving reviews, but I can't do that because it's so warm today that if I put the camera and my phone on the dashboard, it's going to melt, such as the tremendous heat outside and in the car also. So I'll sit in the back seat and I have my phone here rested on the back seat, driver's side. So I wanted to come online today and give a quick review of two films that I watched when I was on a long distance 11-hour flight, flying back from holiday. This was The Bank of Dave and The Bank of Dave 2, The Lone Ranger, which was the sequel. Both films were equally as good as each other. The first one came out in 2000, I think it was the 16th of the 10th. Or the 10th, yeah, 16th of the 4th, sorry, 16th of January 2003, and the second one came out on the 10th of the 4th, January 2005, so basically less than 2 years difference from when they first came out. Really excellent films, and that normally I try to go asleep on long distance flights, but I just couldn't, and that my neck was very sore at the time. From the first flight, which was a 9 hour, and in the second flight I decided, you know what, I'm going to just watch a movie and see if I can just kill a bit of time, and that's what I did. And luckily for me, I came across these really good movies. I was looking for a comedy just to try and cheer me up and that, you know. So I came across these two. Weren't so much comedies and that, but they were just like comedy drama, but there was definitely a sense of humour in there with a feel good vibe. These films, excellent film and that. So I'll just get into it. So the films is based upon true stories. Businessman from Burnley over in England in the UK, Dave Fishwick, and he wants to open up a bank to help communities with enterprises and that, you know, like funds and that for enterprises and that, community enterprises and that. But he comes across the obstacle of the banks, the London financial institutes, where they don't want him to they try to put every obstacle possible in his way. He ends up going to court and stuff and that, and eventually he's permitted his banking license. Really good storyline. There's a bit of a love storyline in it also as well. In the first one, and that second one is loosely about it's actually a true story as well, but some of the storyline is being fabricated a little bit to kind of excel the story itself, and that, you know. You can catch these actually on Netflix, and you can actually catch the story itself on YouTube, and the actual instance of one of the the main part of where Dave Fishwick in the second movie, he goes over and he's trying to deal with loan sharks in England, and people are falling into abject poverty, really bad, and he wants to do something about it. He wants to try and help these people, but again he's come up against these institutes, these people, and that to try to block him, solicitors, lawyers, and it's all actually comes back to a guy, I think it's a mafioso guy in New York, who's pulling the strings of these loan companies. Me personally, I've never had a loan in my life, and that what I have is my own. As the old famous saying in Ireland is, you know, it might be a piece of SHIT, but it's my piece of SHIT. I've never had a loan, but a lot of people do get loans to try and get themselves out of the financial crippling debt that they find themselves in, or just like a temporary debt that they can find themselves in. But some of the interest rates on these are extortionate, and they wanted to combat this because he's seen that so many people were really struggling, suicidal, and were giving up hope, losing their homes and stuff, and that. It's a mean world out there when it comes to finance, and we all see it now, but none of us are dumb or blind to it. It's just most of us don't know how to deal with it ourselves, and that, against the big boys, as they say. And I think Dave, one of the most remarkable things about the storyline is the community spirit that he instills in him. That comes out from him, and that and he instills in the community also, and that where they all want to back him up, particularly in the first one, and that when they're trying to get loans out from Dave's banking company, but there's also people who are not short of money who want to lend the bank money so they can give it out to people to start small businesses, and this is how banking should be done. It's phenomenal too. There's two stories are phenomenal, they really are. I won't go too much into it because I don't want to spoil the storyline, but if you're into watching a good feel-good movie, The Bank of Dave 1 and The Bank of Dave 2, The Lone Ranger, is a phenomenal films to watch, and I definitely highly recommend them. I was really happy that I watched them. It's one of the type of films that when you finish watching you really feel good. You could be having a really bad crappy day and you put them on and you say, you know what, it's after revigorating me, and that Dave is an entrepreneur, and he's I watched the actual real life documentary of trying to him starting up the bank, and he's the type of fella, he's very effervescent in what he tries to put out there, his personality, his work ethic. He tells about the story when he was younger, when he's bullied by kids, and then they decided to fight back, and then he took that back into his business model. He's a bit of a karaoke singer as well. You'd see him in the car in the morning, be singing. A really happy, feel good type of guy. He started off his business as a still to this day he has a van, it's like a bus, like a van or a bus seller. So he has all the stocks of the vans and the bus and he sells them to all across the UK and to different purchasers and vehicle companies and that. So I let you watch it yourself anyway. It's a fantastic film, and both of them are really, really good storylines, very, very well believable because of true stories, and good acting as well, very strong acting, and I forget most of the names of the actors and that. I think Kinnear is one of them, and Joel Fry is another, but watch it yourself. They're really, really good films and that. And I think if you watch the first one, you'll definitely want to watch the second one. They're the type of films, so it makes you feel good. So anyway, that's it from me, and I have a bit of a sore throat, croaky voice and that, as opposed to my normal. So that's it really. I wish you all the best of luck, and have a beautiful, blessed week. Stay positive always, and I'll still see you again next week. Take care, all the best, bye bye.